In that case, can I thank three of you for taking time to spend with us this afternoon. We certainly appreciate your thoughtful, considered opinions, and thank you for sharing them with us.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Can I call now to the table, please, Raviv Karasuk? Was that close? Welcome. You've been sitting, sort of watching proceedings.
Yep.
We've got about 10 minutes.
Yep.
We've got your fairly brief written submission, so we're looking forward now to hearing what you might have to add to that.
It will be probably as short. Good evening, guys.
Oh.
Thank you for your time. Actually, I thought about doing one thing, but then I spoke to Reynold, and I'm going to do something else. I actually want you to keep all the powers within government, because it's better for us. And a good example is what happened in Kazakhstan, where the government decided that they're going to move the capital from where it is next to the Chinese border, next to the Russian one. They made a wonderful blueprint. You may have seen photo of it, wide boulevards, wonderful convention center, new parliament, new buildings, just stunning place to live in. And then they told all the public servants to move to that place. But although this city is also paved with gold, there isn't a sense of community there anymore, and people are not really engaged and not really feeling at home. I myself come from Israel. I grew up in Israel. Israel was planned by government down. I grew up in an area that was planned with cities and small villages and all of that, and it's all worked very well done on the paper by government. When it came to reality, it didn't work. So I was lucky to be at Lincoln University 5 years ago when Susan Valance organized a symposium to look about recovery after natural disasters all around the world. Most of it was done through Skype, and a theme came out of that. And what comes is that after natural disaster, central government jumped in and go, I'll save the day. And it's good because everybody is panicking, and we need someone from the outside to come and calm us down. But as we heard the last hour, during this process, people don't feel engaged. They don't feel the power. And although the decisions are probably made to the right extent and are right in place, because the local community don't feel engaged with that, they don't feel the power. And when people don't feel power, they come into unrest, which actually benefits me. I work for correction. People who don't feel part of community go and do offense, I get work. ChCh was slightly different because we had shared the idea, but as we mentioned, after shared the idea, no consultation came about. And all around the world, it showed that the decision that central government made are actually the right decision, but only after local communities start to be involved and get the right to say things, they accept that development, and they feel engaged, and they're happy with it. So those wonderful maps of the red zone and CBD and everything are plans that actually make sense. But because none of us had a say on it, we look on them like we don't want to be part of it. It's time to get the local people to be engaged in the rebuild, to feel part, and to feel part of this wonderful city and want to live here. And it's up to you to give that power back to the people of ChCh. And as people said, the blueprint you built was probably based on sharing an idea, and once we have the right to say in it, we probably tweak it a bit, but as a whole, it's going to be the same. The Avon River, that's the map to your right. All of that's great area. I probably need to work there with correction, planting trees and doing native gardens and doing farming gardens. But again, and that's probably what's going to happen, but if you let the local people say that, they'll have ownership and they'll be more likely to be happy with the result. That's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, are there questions? Paul Foster-Bell.
Actually, it's a very interesting parallel you draw, sir. Some of my colleagues will confirm this, noted on the bus yesterday that parts of the red zone that were housing, where the houses have gone and there are still fruit trees and trees left, actually were reminiscent, I thought, of some of the kibbutzim you see in Israel. And you could see the potential that might be where things head.
When Sarah started, we actually, through correction, used to go and collect fruit from there and give it to the city mission. That was one of the jobs I did.